It was basically a cube with inside of sphere where the points of the cube were touching outside of the sphere.
So what we're seeing here are these three UAPs. One is going in and out. It's flickering in and out. And it looks like it's disappearing. And we're also seeing this cube that you were saying before. And we've never seen UAP images like this ever before, correct? This is the first time we've ever seen something like this outside our typical tic-tac shapes, triangles, pyramids that we'd say, but those have kind of been a little bit debunked now, saucer-like shaped UAPs. But this is kind of like a mix of an orb, but seeing something within the orb. And can you also tell us then too how this footage was analyzed?
Well, the footage was analyzed by quite a few people. As you can see, Dave Fouch is one of them. He's got over 20 years of experience with FLIR equipment. He, takes them apart, puts them back together. I mean, if there's anyone that's going to be able to, properly analyze footage, it's going to be Dave Fouch. It's just what he does. There's been, PhD level individuals who have looked into this as well. At first, I will not lie, they were not impressed, but once they started to, actually put their time and effort into analyzing the footage, they literally just became obsessed with it and were like, all right, what are we looking at? Because, at first they thought nothing, and now they're like, okay, there's something here, and it's showing signs of an anti-gravity propulsion, and it's incredible, and so far, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been afraid because of reaction that I've received before from other, videos, but the fact that I got this reaction from everyone who's seen this is, makes me feel good, because it's like, okay, I knew what I was looking at. I was just hoping that everybody else saw the same. And so far everyone has, and they're excited for what they're seeing. So, I'm sure once, Saturday comes, we're going to get the full analysis. And, I know there's a bunch of individuals working on it. If I'm not mistaken, I believe MUFON as well is working on this. There's a decent amount of well-educated individuals that are looking into this and coming up with their own conclusions. And so far, the conclusions are that this is unexplainable.
The cube-like box within this kind of orb-like shape is something that we've never seen. And you never know, this footage might be coming forward now, and new footage might come out after this, reconfirming it. And here's
well, that's the hope. That's the hope. That's been my goal from day one with this. It's not, right. I knew that people were going to be upset because it's not what they expect. But again, they have to understand, this is the first time, number one, that we, anybody gets footage like this in its original state, its entirety. It's not, hasn't gone through the hands of government, hasn't gone through the hands of military. So we're looking at the original, you understand? And the way I've looked at this entire, situation or event or whatever you want to call it, is that we have the ability now to show these people, in Congress and in the military, that if they don't do what they need to do and start telling the people the truth, other people are going to get fed up and start spilling the beans and putting out information that they may not want out. You understand? So it's either you get your shit together and just start telling us the truth, or eventually people are just going to be like, fuck it, and here it is. This is what I got, because it's getting to that point.
February 2020, an Airbus A320 is on a routine flight soaring over Medellin, Colombia. Little does the captain know he's about to find out he's sharing the friendly skies.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in. A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further. You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon. Whatever this is, it definitely shouldn't be there.
Now, it's hard to judge this object's size without knowing how far away it is, but scientist Amy Eskridge estimates it's 10 to 15 feet in diameter.
One theory is that if we were visited by another civilization, they might send probes ahead of when they actually come.
And consider this. A similar object was spotted by an FA-18 fighter pilot in 2018 at an altitude of 35,000 feet. It still hasn't been identified, and its structure, unlike any known airframe, lends credence to the alien probe theory.
They might want to collect data, maybe do a little surveillance, a little monitoring before they actually show up.
In the U.S., we associate Medellin Colombia with drug cartels. But in South America, the city is known for UFO sightings. In fact, after UFOs were spotted over a soccer stadium and above a forest, the city earned the title the New Roswell. So we're turning to our experts to see if they can tell us what's going on.
I've analyzed several videos in depth of UFOs and UAPs over the course of my career, and the way that it's traveling on screen in the area of the clouds does appear to be consistent with recordings that I have deemed authentic.
So while Primo can't find anything technically wrong with the video, something just doesn't look right to him.
What caught my eye is when the camera's panning up to the skyline, the operator instinctively zooms in, almost like he's expecting this object as it's coming towards the airplane. This was peculiar to me. So the feel of the video upon visual analysis feels staged.
But Primo thinks it's possible the pilot was just plain lucky to zoom in right as the object flies past the plane. MJ Banias agrees.
Pilots are the people who work in the sky and operate in it, so they're going to have the best view of any potential UFOs around them.
We turn this video over to our aviation expert, Tim McMillan. He thinks whatever was shot over Medellin is too slow to be any kind of plane or missile, and it looks nothing like a drone.
Initially, when it starts coming, I thought it's probably a balloon.
Regular helium balloons rarely make it to this altitude. When they get this high, the helium expands and the balloon pops. But solar balloons are different. Used as toys or for research, they're usually made from dark material to absorb the sun's heat. They rise as the air inside warms and expands. They've gone as high as 46,000 feet, but in general, when they hit the cooler air up high, they start to lose shape and altitude. It's just too cold for them to stay aloft.
It almost seems to have an odd cube-like shape. That is exactly what the Navy pilots have reported seeing off the east coast of the United States. They're currently part of the unidentified aerial phenomena that's being investigated by the Department of Defense. I don't have a good explanation.
So, assuming it's not a hoax, it's certainly not a drone or a known aircraft. It's possibly a balloon. I mean, when you look at that speed, your mind goes there. But it's extremely rare for a solar balloon to reach this altitude. By process of elimination, we'll go with genuine UFO. So humans might not be the only pilots up in the sky.